New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Yo, it's Ebro in the morning. That's the homie ESPN's own Rosenberg.
Yeah.
You got the beautiful Laura Styles. You got the squad here. Currently analyzing the donations the NFL gave to two organizations in Chicago. So they had the whole little kickoff of the NFL season last night. Meek Mill was, doing Dreams and Nightmares on TV. Clearly, whoever was in the production room carrying this TV feed did not know the lyrics of Dreams and Nightmares because the audience was singing all the curse words. So that flew over television. That was fine. And then you had the donations that took place last night. You had $200,000 going to two different organizations. One known as the Crushers Club.
Okay.
And the other one known as the, the Better Boys Foundation?
Better Boys, yeah, something like that. Better Boys.
Better Boys. Now, the Crushers Club, we'll get to them in a second. Let's deal with the Better Boys Foundation. I think they received $200,000. They were founded in the 1960s by, a white family, and they take care of like 400 different families in the Chicago area. Mm-hmm. Vic Mensa and Rhapsody, that was, I think, they chose that organization, or Rock Nation chose it, one or the other. And that, I think people are okay with. The Crushers Club is the other organization.
Yeah.
Where there was a photo on their Twitter page of a white woman cutting a young man's dreadlocks. And then I'll just leave it there because they used that photo yesterday all over the internet to basically begin to delve deep into this organization and their optics being terrible. Rosenberg, would you like to expound here, sir?
There's a lot of pictures on their social media that just is hard to understand. There's the picture of the white lady cutting the dreadlocks.
That's the one that's going viral right
There's
now.
the picture of kids. They have two little black kids picking flowers, but they're wearing like white shirts and standing in rows of.
Looks like they're picking cotton.
It does. There's no way around it. It's a horrible
And
optic.
her cutting the
They're
dreadlocks
picking
is horrible.
flowers, guys. Come on.
I'm just telling you what it looks like. It looks
Visually,
crazy.
it looks
There's a picture of two kids, and it's like, look, hanging out with the police. And instead of it looking like they're having a loving moment, it looks like they're sitting there being interrogated in a back room at a police station.
Exactly.
It's
You call us hanging out with the police.
It just doesn't look
Faces
good.
look horrible.
It just doesn't
Now,
look
Shawnee
good.
Culture, let's delve into these dreadlocks for a minute because the
Yes,
original,
Rastafari.
one of the original offenses, right, for black folks that came across on during the transatlantic slave trade, and the term dreadlocks originated because the Englishmen said that the slaves' hair was so dreadful.
They were dreadful. Originally, worded as just locks in the Bible, like Samson, 7 locks on his head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to conform and to make you feel like you have to conform and look like, a certain way instead of being judged by your intelligence is a brainwash in itself. But though we know society will judge you based on your looks, in this visual, it just looks bad for this white woman to be chopping his hair off and him be so happy to say, finally I can be accepted.
Yeah,
Is what
because
it feels like.
on the Ebro, on the actual Twitter page that belongs to the organization, they tweeted a video of this young man basically saying that he wanted to get his hair cut.
Of course he did. They brainwashed him.
And then, here, let me see if I can play it for you guys.
I mean,
Here, hold on.
Shout out to Crushers Club, everything they done for me. I'm going to change young man now. Come out here like 3 years ago, that's something I wanted to do because I was tired of game banging, tired of messing up. Now I'm going to change young man, trying to see bigger and better dreams. Shout out to Crushers.
That's pretty much it.
So they wait. When did dreadlocks become synonymous with gangs, man?
I don't know.
I didn't understand that part too. I'm like, oh,
Which people have said that the gangs in Chicago commonly wear dreads in their hair. So it's kind of like an affiliation, at least from the outside person who's observing. They look at you and say, oh, you have dreads, you must be a gangbanger, so maybe it's harder to get a job. Not
That
sure.
cannot be allowed.
That's horrible.
That can, dreadlocks and gangs. I will never allow. You know what? Let me get to my Twitter right now and stop this nonsense.
Disrespect.
You can just
to
say it
all
on the radio.
Rastafari.
You can say it right here.
People listening in New York City in the tri-state, they know what that is. But no, I do think this Crushers Club, as we analyze this whole NFL donation and inspire change, it looks suspect. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, none of this is going to be perfect. There's nothing perfect about this rollout. There's nothing perfect. Obviously, these donations, or at least the one organization, looks crazy. There's going to be nothing perfect about this. And we were debating in the room because I think, Shawnee, you wanted to assert that if Kaepernick would have been a part of this from the beginning, it would be much smoother.
Yes. I think Jay-Z executed this poorly, you know, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But my thing is this, even if for so many people to be divided on this one, you know something is wrong with it. Because there's so many intelligent people that have opinions on this that feel like Jay-Z just did it wrong, that you know there's something that it just wasn't done right. So even if you don't agree or you do agree or whatever it is, clearly with this much controversy surrounding it, you know the execution just wasn't good.
It's hard to argue that. I don't see who would even disagree with you on that.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's going to be hard
Yeah,
for
I
him
don't
to
think
correct it 'cause
anybody
it
would
didn't
disagree
start.
that the execution was bad, but I think the part of it is I think the reason everyone's mostly disagreeing is the Kaepernick element. But remember, if Kaepernick would have been involved in this, you would have had the Kaepernick haters coming for Kaepernick. So then you would have had that noise also. So I don't think that would have been as smooth as people think. I will also assert that we're in uncharted water. I don't think we've ever had a scenario like this in public where you have a billionaire in Jay-Z who is a part of a outspoken community in hip-hop that is also very, very tied to, black nationalism and revolution in America and change, and that's a part of the culture, trying to navigate a way to change policy, change laws, and create a sustainable revenue model for helping community organizations, because that's what really this comes down to. This whole thing is a sustainable revenue model where you won't have to ask for donations if you're an organization. It's built into the program. I don't really see how working with the enemy, which is corporate America, when it comes to grassroots organizations, is ever going to be smooth and perfect.
Nah, it's
And
not.
I salute everybody. I salute everybody for picking this apart and paying attention. I love every aspect of that.
Yeah, it's important. It's
Pay
like-
attention, fry it up. You know, I hope more, and you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. But I hope more players kneel this season, too, to continue to show that we're bringing attention to that in that way.
Absolutely. Because saying we're past kneeling was a little bit of a slap in the face.
For sure.
It was. And, you know, hopefully, I don't know how he's going to clean it up. It's definitely going to be a cleanup, and there will be some things that as soon as he does it, people are like, see, that's what we were waiting for. But
a good way to do it is to not roll with an organization that has optics like this.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
you just
at
have to
this-
vet things a little
exactly
deeper.
at
That's
this
it.
at this level. We didn't have it.
And
like,
I doubt he
who
was
is-
able to even choose the organization. I still feel like he's a poster boy.
No,
And- and
no,
it's-
no.
nah,
Shawnee,
nah,
stop. That's
nah,
crazy.
nah, nah,
He
nah,
didn't
nah.
choose. He didn't
Nah,
choose these two
Shawnee.
Well, no, no,
organizations.
that's not
he
him.
will be able to choose
No.
organizations
Hold
going
on.
forward. But
You-
these-
No, they-
you're
the
misassessing
reports are saying-
what he did, though, Shawnee.
The
You don't know that,
reports are
Shawnee.
saying that Rock Nation chose these.
No, they
organizations.
did. They did, Shawnee. I'm not saying you're right. He did not pick it himself, but not because he doesn't have the power. It's because he delegated the power.
Exactly.
He didn't. It wasn't like they did. They were like, we're
They
not going to
did
let
not
you
give him
do
a
it.
choice.
No, if Jay-Z said, guys, here's what we're doing, he can do that.
But
it's just that it was delegated.
Chose these two organizations that's getting all
Jay-Z's
proceeds
people
donated.
did. He
I
owns
think-
a
yeah.
company. And someone, if Rock Nation wants to clean this up, they should do what big businesses do in these situations and fire someone. Now, we don't know that these groups are bad. Either give us proof that the groups are really good and that these optics are not telling of who the groups are, or give us someone's head on a platter. That's what you do. You go, sorry, we fired someone. This was a bad choice.
And in hindsight, it would have been a lot. I mean, if you and I can go on Twitter and say, wow, this has bad optics, they should have been able to catch that.
I would think
Quickly.
so.
Right.
Just a little bit of research.
You'd think if you were researching anything, you go, let me just look at their Twitter page real quick.
At least look at the picture.
Just, yeah. What's their profile?
Now, but on the other side, the organization, while there's a couple of bad pictures and we're looking at it, remember, we're looking at this organization through the lens of our dislike of the NFL.
Correct.
And at the same time, you don't know what these organizations are doing on the ground level because we're not in
That's
Chicago.
the other, because when you go deeper into the organization, which is the Crushers Club, and you look at the activity, apparently on their social media, they're active doing things in schoolyards, boxing, doing other things. they may have a great reputation in Chicago.
Right.
We're not
Well, they
in
might.
Chicago.
True.
And what was the other organization? Remember, Pete?
The Better Bros.
The Better Boys?
The Better Bros Foundation, which Vic Mensa is from Chicago. He's aligned with the Better Brothers Foundation. I think the work he's done, I think I would look to him and sort to him and say, okay, this looks clean. If he's saying it's clean, because he's been doing work on the ground with police brutality and a lot of giving back to kids.
The Better
Look, we're
Bros.
outsiders on a lot of this.
You
I
just
don't like
the
how
name.
it looks.
You don't like the
Better
name.
Bros.
No, neither do I. It's a bad name.
I mean,
I think it's Better Boys Foundation.
The
guys.
Better Boys?
either way, they could have made some better and safer choices to begin with.
Yeah, I hope I want it to turn out good. I do. I just, the overall picture in my head again is unity. We don't have a lot of black leadership. We look to Jay-Z as a leader. We started to look at Kaepernick, of course, as a leader for what he did, and it felt like division, and that's what hurts the most. It's that divided line, even though it's supposedly interweaved and we figuring it out, but Jay-Z seems definitely smart enough and rich enough to have done it on his own, separate from the NFL.
Behind the scenes, guys, I'll just let you know, there's been disagreements on the tactics. There's a lot of disagreement, and I've heard a lot of it. The end game is to get money to these organizations and get people out of jail and change policy. That's the end game. And so while the optics are bad and I agree with everybody, I hate all of it. I hate all of it.
And they have to start
But
doing better.
But I love the idea of being able to change policy, and I love the idea of getting money sustained. I get so tired of asking corporations for handouts, man, and trying to raise money and donations and donate. A sustainable model where organizations can get money is what they're aiming for. I hope it works out, man.